everyone. I guess it's already 5 minutes or 6 minutes past. So let us just start with, and till then, everyone should be joined. So still the count is increasing, yet I guess. Uh, Okay, so Assalamu alaikum everyone, and welcome to our today's webinar. And really hoping that you all are doing or having a very good day. And let me tell you one thing, guys, that after today's webinar, you guys are going to have a very thoughtful day ahead. So this is Noor, your host for today, and I'm very happy to see you all here. So the thing is that I'm really hoping that this webinar is going to be a very joyful session for everyone. And as we are going to talk about data, so we all know that there is a proverb goes like education is the backbone of a nation, right? So in today's world, data is like the backbone of the businesses. So no matter what you do or whatever you plan or whatever any kind of decision you want to make for your business, data is the primary element to be considered with, right? Uh, so today's webinar we have designed with basically on this backbone, based on this backbone data to power your business with Google Cloud. Uh, Likewise, our today's webinar will be divided into two portions mainly. First segment would be the discussion session by our guest and honorable speakers, and the second segment would be the Q&A portion. So on the discussion part, our speakers gonna cover and share their insights and experience, and followed by you guys and are open to ask any kind of questions or maybe queries from your side as well. And so let me just introduce you all with our speakers first. So here we have with us Priyanka Deswal. Hello, Priyanka.
Hi everybody.
Okay, so let me just give a quick intro of her. Priyanka is a customer engineer for Google Cloud Business with a specialization in data analytics and AI. And she has been helping organization harness Google's expertise, then creating a pathway for their journey to Google and AI. She actually has more than experience of 21 years on this industry. So it's a huge experience. She'll be sharing definitely her experience and insight here. And she actually authored a book as well titled Master Data Management. So if you guys want to check out, you guys are all are open to do it. And we also have with us Rifat Zahan Azad Bhaiya, lead research engineer from BrainStation 23. He basically started his career as a software developer and then mostly been working on CMS solution or ERP solutions like Microsoft SharePoint, Sitecore, Udo. He also has been working on a different type of web frameworks like .NET Core, Django, Express.js. So, being a lead research engineer on BrainStation, Rifat Bhaiya has to perform robust type of task and research work mostly. So he has to work for finding out the flaws or maybe the improvement points for our existing solutions and product as well as for the upcoming products. So eventually Bhaiya has been working for impacting the improvement of our products for business team and as well as for the product team for BrainStation 23 and as well as for our customers. So Rifat Bhaiya,
Yeah, thank you. Nice to meet you all. Hopefully, you will enjoy the session.
yeah, we all are hoping that. So now I'll just invite Priyanka to take her lead and share her thoughts. So over to you, Priyanka.
Yeah. Just give me a second. I'm just trying to project my screen.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to this webinar, and we're delighted all of you are here with us on this webinar today. I think Noore already introduced myself. So I work as a customer engineer with the Google Cloud team, and I specialize in data analytics and AI. So for today's session, we are going to show you some of the ways that Google Cloud enables you to grow your business with data. And I also want to thank our partner, BrainStation, for driving this webinar today. And partners are a critical part of our ecosystem because they extend our business cooperation with customers, they collaborate with us in the market, and they make investments to build capabilities and certify their teams on Google Cloud technologies. So thank you so much, BrainStation team, for organizing this webinar and bringing the Bangladesh audience on this webinar today. So let me just begin with briefly with Google Cloud Vision, right? At Google Cloud, we have a very clear vision for helping our customers on their digital transformation journey. The first is global scale distributed infrastructure, where that is secure, reliable, and fast. The second is a platform for digital transformation, including workload, application modernization, and powerful analytics tools. And finally, we are building industry specific capabilities for digital transformation for a number of industries. And if you will look at Google Cloud Portal, you will already see so many solutions are available across industries that you can leverage out of the box to speed up your business, to speed up the deployment of these solutions in your environment. Coming over to data, right? Every company is going to be competitive. They will have to compete in the data and the AI world, and we see that the market size for data and AI, in 2024 is going to be around $500 billion. But what we see is only 24% of the companies are able to realize tangible and measurable value of from the data. So why is it so? Why is it so difficult to become a data driven company? What are the different challenges that different customers are facing, and how is Google Cloud helping them solve those challenges? So those are the things that we are going to talk about today. So as you are all aware that Google Cloud, Google as a company is actually a data driven company. We all the products that you see which touch every human's life on this planet use data and AI underneath, right? And the way we drive our business also is based on data. And we want to help our other customers, customers globally, customers in Bangladesh, to become data driven too. So our solutions, we have extended whatever capabilities that we have built as part of our research. We have extended those capabilities. We have launched those capabilities on Google Cloud, and they are today available for you to leverage, for you to become a data driven organization. Let me just share an example of a very large customer in India in the space of media and entertainment, which is ShareChat, right? So ShareChat is basically building a scalable data-driven social network for non-English speakers globally. And they struggled, they faced some limitations on a NoSQL database, scalability issues. And the solution basically, which they were thinking was they have to redesign their tables, schemas, and this was a massive cost for them, right? So after migrating to Google Cloud, they have seen performance improvements. They have been able to leverage the different Google Cloud analytics services that are available, on Google Cloud. So today they analyze 70 terabytes of data to enrich the customer experiences. They normally totally process 7 billion web requests per day on Google Cloud platform. So it provides them a very scalable and a performant environment on Google Cloud today. So why do customers choose Google Cloud, right? What is unique about Google Cloud? Why do the customers want to use data on Google Cloud? So the first one is Google Data Cloud provides a complete and unified solution. So at every stage, be it your BI data warehouse, be it your data lakes, lake houses, if you want to process in real time, if you want to do data monetization, so every aspect of the data, right? So a complete and unified solution is provided, and all these solutions are very tightly integrated to each other. We have so be it Spark, if you're a data scientist, no matter what role you are today in your organization, there are tools, there are technologies available for the comfort of everybody. We provide unmatched speed, scale, security, and reliability. For example, our OLTP database, a highly scalable, horizontally scalable database which can scale till terabytes, petabytes of data, is Cloud Spanner. So Spanner today processes 1 billion plus requests per second at peak, and it offers you 5 nines SLAs. This is like unmatched. If you will look at the industry, especially for the transactional databases for the OLTP kind of workloads. Similarly, BigQuery is processing more than 110 terabytes of data per second today for our customers. So that's the kind of speed and scale that we provide for our customers using cloud data platform. The third is basically built-in industry-leading AI and machine learning, right? So we don't want to just offer solutions to the customer. We also want our solutions to be consumable, so that any organization at any scale, be it a small organization, be it a startup, be it a large organization, they should be easily able to consume AI, easily able to use artificial intelligence technologies that we have available in Google Cloud. So if I have to take an example here, like Vertex AI requires 80% less coding to train a particular model. So it's very easy for an organization to use Google Data Cloud offerings and start building AI ML today, right? Start somewhere, start getting results, and things which were earlier available only to probably some of the large enterprise customers are today available on Google Data Cloud for every customer. And last but not the least, open. Our data cloud is open and it is standards based. We follow a lot of standards like SQL standards. Our cloud is pretty much open, and we also offer solutions which are multi-cloud, and we also offer partner ecosystem solutions where we have partners who have built solutions. So if you're an IT services company, I know a lot of applicants or the registrants today on this webinar are from the IT services company. We have a huge partner ecosystem team who have developed solutions using Google technologies, and they use our marketplace to sell their solutions. So these are some of the reasons, why we see that customers are using Data Cloud. Other than that, we also help customers, achieve their sustainability objectives, things like the decarbonization. So we actually match, 100% renewable energy today. So we decarbonize customers' digital footprints, and we match it with 100% renewable energy. And we are committed, and we are aiming to operate on carbon-free energy 24/7 by 2030. So some of the other industry leaders globally who are using our data cloud are, customers like Twitter, very popular name, in today. It delivers rich customer experiences. Walmart is another customer. It's using BigQuery to improve processing time by 23%, and they're able to close financial books in less than 3 days, which was, earlier taking a very longer time. Vodafone processes 50 terabytes of data per day to quickly offer personalized products to the market. Then we have Uber that is processing 10 petabytes of data, on Google Cloud Platform. And then we have ANZ that has reduced its credit analysis time to 20 seconds from 5 days, leveraging the machine learning, leveraging the parallel systems that we have available on Google Cloud. Okay, so let me just now talk about one of our key offering, BigQuery. It's a cloud data warehouse platform, and it's clearly a leader, as you can see on this analyst report, the Forrester Wave for cloud data warehouse. And I just want to summarize some of the things that customers are liked about, and the reason it was there much ahead in the curve in this particular report. So customers like Google's frequency of data warehouses, new releases, business value it provides, future-proof architecture, high-end scalability, geospatial capabilities, strong AI and ML capabilities, good security capabilities, and broad analytical use cases that you can build on BigQuery. So just to share with you, if you are a customer today, you want to get started on BigQuery, you can actually keep 10 GB of data per month for no cost. You can actually run queries for 1 terabyte of data per month for no cost. So there is a sandbox environment available for any customer if you would like to try BigQuery today. So these are the kind of free tiers which are currently available for you. A little bit more information about BigQuery. It's a serverless platform. First of all, you do not require operators. You do not require resources to manage the infrastructure, right? Because this is a serverless offering. So you will be able to focus on the analytics and not really you don't have to focus on infrastructure. Your cost of managing the infrastructure goes down. You will only bring in your data and you will start running the queries. And we have had customers who have started using BigQuery in a couple of minutes. So we are not talking about hours, we're not talking about days. So in a couple of minutes, you can start using BigQuery. And most of us are familiar, most of our developer community is familiar with the SQL standard, right? So it supports NC 2011. That's the standard that it complies to with data manipulation language support. And so, I mean, if you have developers who know how to write SQL queries, they can do all kind of analytics in BigQuery. And BigQuery also users can also use a free offering for building dashboards called Google Data Studio, which is also available in Google Cloud. And last but not the least, everything that you store in BigQuery is encrypted by default. There is no button to switch off encryption, right? Everything has to be encrypted. So that's how much secure it is. There is a very high level of durability, multiple copies of data that BigQuery stores so that your data is never lost. It's very highly durable. And obviously, the system is serverless. There are so many nodes running at any point in time. Your data is stored as multiple copies. So in entirety, your system is going to be very highly available. Briefly, I want to just touch upon machine learning, right? In BigQuery, machine learning is only two steps. The first step is using a very familiar SQL commands, like which is create command. You will create a model, and the second is you will do the prediction. That's all that you require in BigQuery. So all the data that you have stored, inside BigQuery, you can use. Just within two commands, you will be able to start running your models. And there's a plethora of algorithms which are available in BigQuery, which are commonly required, let's say for demand forecasting, for classification, for clustering, for customer segmentation. All these algorithms are available in BigQuery. And let's say tomorrow you say, no, I have one more model, which is probably not there in our list. You should be able to bring that model also inside BigQuery. So there are provisions available to do that. So our objective is to, provide accessible AI for every level of expertise. For example, if you want a scenario where you have already created a model, and you bring in your data, you bring in your model, and you use our infrastructure, AI infrastructure to run your models. So that is one way you can use AI on Google Cloud. The second is you want to use our models. We do provide a lot of models. For example, we provide models for vision, we provide models for translation, we provide models for natural language processing. These are available for you to train on your data. As you can see in this picture, this is a picture of a windmill for a wind energy customer where drones are taking pictures on, if there is any kind of damage on the wings of the wind turbines. And based on that, vision API can tell, yes, there's a damage, probably this requires predictive maintenance, this part require maintenance. So all that kind of deep inspection can be done using vision AI. And we have many customers leveraging vision API from Google Cloud for this particular use case. The third option is where we provide you out of the box, models which have been already trained by Google Cloud. For example, speech to text. If you have a use case of a chatbot where you would want to have some kind of voice capabilities, you can use speech to text, text to speech. If you want to convert your data, if you have customers, let's say from Japan or from some other countries, and you want to build some kind of multilingual capabilities, we have translation API available. You can translate from any language to any language. So these are like pre-trained models which are available to you. Similarly, vision AI also, we have had use cases, for example, for smart meters. There is an energy customer, who has got workers who visit house to take pictures of meters. So vision AI can actually capture the reading and directly feed into. Once he has taken the picture, it can just apply vision AI, and the reading directly goes into the system. So those kind of use cases can be deployed using pre-trained models which we have available on Google Cloud. So some of the case studies. So BLP is one of our technology customer partner, in India that has built solutions on Google Cloud. So BLP specializes in optimizing industrial equipment productivity and improving asset health with Google Cloud. And they actually provide a lot of solutions to increase power generation, increase productivity, and reduce cost. So today their solution is running for around 2,000 wind turbines. Excuse me. This is one of our another customer, which is eShop Box. So that eShop Box is basically like an aggregator that provides multiple solutions to retail and consumer goods in India. Just excuse me, I'll just drink some water. So moving over to one of our travel and transportation customer, Go Ivivo. So they had a problem around unstructured data, right? So they get a lot of images related to hotels from the hotel companies, that from the hotels as well as from the end users. And there's a lot of time that goes in identifying metadata for these pictures. Let's say, like, this picture is of a hall, this picture is of a room, is of a garden, this is of outside the hotel. So what we did for Go Ivivo was that we reduced their review times from hours to minutes, right? The pictures which users are uploading are annotated and very quickly available on the Google Cloud for use. And the service that we used here in Google Cloud was Google Cloud Auto ML API. So this is again one of the case study where we have solved problem related to unstructured data. So again, like some of the other industry solutions on Google Cloud, that we provide. So there are a lot of industry solutions which we have available on Google Cloud for manufacturing, for supply chain, for life sciences, for retail, for financial services, for consumer packaged goods, right? So if I have to take some examples here, let's say from the manufacturing industry, we have solutions available for demand forecasting. We have solutions available for supply chain transparency, production optimization, fleet operations. Similarly, in the space of like consumer packaged goods, right? We have solutions available for consumer segmentation, kind of use cases that we have available on Google Cloud, which customers are leveraging. And I think for this specific webinar, I just wanted to touch on one of the very critical use case that we see quite often is how do I innovate with my SAP data, right? So there are a lot of SAP customers in retail and manufacturing industry, and there's a lot of data which is available in SAP, and there's a lot of data which is available outside SAP, right? Customers might have some other applications. Yeah, is there a question? Nure, is there a question for me?
I guess no.
Okay, I heard somebody saying something. Okay. So, and then like, you might have some non-SAP data as well. For example, search data. By the way, there is the trend data which we provide. There are a lot of free public data sets which are available to the customers of Google Cloud, which you can use to join with your customer data, with your ERP or your application data, and you can derive insights. So data related to weather, data related to trends, what is trending today, what is that people are searching today. So all that trends data. Similarly, there might be if you're a logistic customer, like maybe you have data related to the location, of your devices, location of your trucks, etc. So all this data, along with the SAP data, can be brought into BigQuery, can be brought onto Google Cloud, and you can build use cases like logistic optimization, inventory optimization, business process optimization, and even like for sustainability purpose. Now this is all good, like said and done, but how do we achieve it, right? How do we easily innovate on Google Cloud if we are an SAP customers? So we have already seen a lot of SAP customers achieve like 10 to 15% reduction in revenue loss due to stock out, 10 to 20% increase in customer satisfaction, and by the way, 46% decrease in 3 years of operational cost. So these are the kind of benefits that our customers have derived, and we realize that yeah, our customers require help, in bringing the SAP data to the Google Cloud so that they can start innovating. So that's where like we introduced this offering called Google Cloud Cortex framework. Okay, so we help SAP customers basically like build bring data to the Google Cloud, we provide accelerators, right? We provide Google tooling, which will help you in bringing the raw data from the SAP tables to Google Cloud. And once we bring the data, as a raw source data set, we provide out of the box, logical analytics views. For example, your sales orders data, if we talk about SAP, might be there in 4 to 5 tables, right? It will be there in multiple tables. So we know, our engineers have already understood that, and they have created a view on the top of those multiple tables. And now you have, as a part of this Cortex accelerator, a single view available, which you can query to look at the data for all the sales orders. So like that, we have simplified, and we have created a semantic and reporting views on the top of the SAP tables. So we provide a BigQuery connector for SAP. We have Cloud Data Fusion, which can help you in again pulling data from SAP. And let's say, if you are a customer, or if you are a partner who already has certain tools like Informatica, you have tools from SAP, which also provides capabilities to move the data from SAP. Those things can also be provided. And by the way, Google Cloud Cortex framework is not a paid offering. It's We have open sourced it, and all these templates are available for you for free of cost. You can download it from GitHub. Right? So once your data brings into the Google Cloud, of SAP, you have external data sources, you have public data sets, you have data from, let's say, other applications, like, let's say, marketing analytics. You might be doing some kind of ads on your systems. Now and let's say you basically have a manufacturing plant, you have IoT data coming into your systems. Now all this data can be joined, and the possibilities are limitless in terms of the use cases that you can derive out of it. So this is one of our customer, Home Depot, that innovated, that had an innovation journey with Google Cloud. They used a modern infrastructure, so their SAP is running on Google Cloud, and we scaled their S4 from 6 to 12 terabytes seamlessly with our features, which we have available on our infrastructure level. We scaled out their BWH and grew to 8 nodes, and we provide them a very high uptime, because Google Cloud is the only cloud that provides you live migration feature, right? This is something which is very unique to Google Cloud. Then they used, SAP plus non-SAP data to build use cases for smart analytics. So they loaded around 15 plus petabytes into Google BigQuery, and joined inventory with point of sale data, and ultimately gained end-to-end supply chain visibility. Now, you might have a question that, yeah, this is like maybe a large customer, they have huge amount of data, 15 plus petabytes, but my data is just gigabytes, right? So let me just share with you that BigQuery, the cloud data warehouse offering, or any of the APIs I spoke about. So it's not just meant for terabytes or petabytes of data. BigQuery is a cloud data warehouse which is good for gigabytes to petabytes of data. If you are a customer who has less amount of data, yeah, very great. You can definitely still use BigQuery, and you can leverage all the features, functionalities which are available in BigQuery. And we have customers, as I said, of all scale, leveraging our analytics platform. The third one is, machine learning extensions. So Home Depot leveraged the best of the machine learning. They predictive inventory shelf outs, using machine learning capabilities available on Google Cloud, and they reduced lost sales by restocking in store. So these are the different kind of innovations that Home Depot did with one of our large SAP customer. uh, just to summarize, on Google Cloud, once you're there, it's definitely going to be very easy for you to use. It will save you a lot of money. You will have industry solutions available. You can customize those industry solutions also. We provide a lot of templates, in as a part of our analytics platform, which you can use as accelerators. And definitely, it is the cleanest cloud in the industry today. So for some of our students community who are on this call today, there are different paths that you can do if you wish to build skills on Google Cloud. And I have just copied a link, and this is the link, cloudonair.withgoogle.com/events. So you will have, for all these tracks, you have webinars available on this particular link. and you can attend that to get more information on what you should study, what are the different courses you have available which can help you prepare, what are the different resources which are available in preparing for this certification. If you are a new person on Google Cloud, then you can start with associate cloud engineer. And let's say, like, if you are thinking of, like, taking one step further, you could also look at professional cloud architect certification. If you want to focus on only data part, then the last two certifications, which are professional data engineer and ML engineer certifications, are the right one for you. If you want to work on solutions related to collaboration, like Google Workspace, and so collaboration engineer is the certification you can look at. If you want to specialize on security and networking, there's a certification available in that area also. And if you're a developer, cloud developer, and if you're a DevOps engineer, so all these certifications are available. And there's a lot of guidance which is available on Cloud on Air in these events. And these events might have still passed by, but you will still be able to register them and watch them on demand. So this is what I just wanted to share with you on skills and certification. So that's all from my side. I hope you found the content useful, and please feel free to ask any questions that you might have. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Priyanka, for covering like from the very beginning portion to the cost optimization. And also, I think the link would be very helpful for the students who are attending this webinar today. Before just inviting Rifat Bhaiya, I would like to share that on this webinar today, we have with us our cloud team. We have Farzana Frintisha Apu. She is the head of cloud business, and we have Tawfiq Bhaiya as well. He is the account manager from our cloud team, BrainStation 23. And from Google, we have Saurav with us. He is the marketing guy from Google team. So hello everyone. So I think if you guys have anything to know about Google Cloud, so Priyanka and Saurav is here, and if you want to know that how you just want to drive with Bangladeshi partner, then we are here to help you guys. So feel free to ask the question, anything you want to know. So I'll just invite Rifat Bhaiya to share his insight with you guys. So Rifat Bhaiya, floor is yours.
Thank you. So let me start my part. Can you guys see my screen?
Uh, Not yet.
One moment, please.
It's visible.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So let me start by myself. I'll be sharing some of our work that we are doing in the BrainStation 23, as well as some industrial needs that is happening right now in many regions. And on top of that, we are mostly using or heavily dependent on the Google Cloud. So I will explain those parts as well. So the tools that we mostly use, we mostly work on open source and on the Google platform. And the open source products that we use, they are later on when published or hosted, we actually prefer them to host on the Google Cloud platform. So what we do generally is we actually acquainted and work with the whole pipeline from data acquisition, data processing, data integration, analytical models, and validation of that models to the presentation stage. All cycles are actually present in our work. So in today's talking, I will be focusing on the two industries specifically in the fintech industry and the healthcare industry. I will be showcasing some of our works that are being handed over to client, and some are actually the POC and our internal research that is yet to hit the market. So let's begin. So first, let's talk about the KYC project. KYC is basically an easier way to get registered to an account by using only your NID and facial verification. And as you can see, we can use our NID for our personal verification, and we all know our NID has some Bengali text as well as some English text, and we are actually using Google OCR to get this Bengali text properly from our NIDs, and as well as some other information from there. Also, for face liveliness checking, we are also using the ML kit. And we- as on that point, we need real-time processing. ML kit is working very good for us. And by using the facial landmarks, we are being able to actually track and identify the faces that the person is giving the snap of is actually the real one and indeed the live one. So the process is here is pretty simple. A user by only using his NID and his facial features can get registered to a particular system and so forth. We actually been developing this for banking solutions, but it's open to be integrated in any web platform as we prefer. This was the EcoIC description from my side, and yeah, this is another task that we are devoted to. That is the table extraction. We have several types of tables. We have scanned documents. We have pictures of the tables, and the problem is the tabular data is pretty difficult to extract when there is no tabular structure. Uh, and this is a very difficult task for us unless uh, we are we actually are using the Google document extractor. It's a part of the Google Vision API, and it's actually helping us immensely. And we are getting proper data for the client, and client is getting happy with the data that we are providing them. So uh, from images, we can actually extract proper tables and so forth. And this is actually a project for our pharmaceuticals clients that is HCP or the healthcare professionals or the doctors in our opinion. What we are doing is here collecting the doctor's public information. Public information means his publications, his way of working, his designation, stuff like that are available in public. We are actually scraping those data using open source tools like PyPuppeteers and so forth. And after collecting those data, we need to actually screen those data, and to screen and identify proper information from those unstructured data, we are actually using several services, and also using several models like name entity recognition, and also in sometimes summarizing the whole description, stuff like that. And for that, we are actually using several models, and after going through those data, we are actually getting structured formatted data that is been shared with client, and client actually presents those data to their systems, their CDP systems, customer data platform, they are calling it. And actually, it's a pretty common practice. Like from public domains, we need to scrape or collect data, and from those unstructured data, we actually structure out things and present the data that are needed, and actually visualize them with bars and charts, stuff like that. It's a very common practice, I think. And we have done some work with the audio signal processing. Audio signal processing um, means we have manipulated sounds in several ways. Like uh, I think as the azan is going on, I think let me wait for 5 minutes and continue. Is that okay for you?
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was on mute. So yeah, I think it's just okay for us. And since we are not having Azan here, so me and Priyanka can continue meanwhile. So And meanwhile, if you guys have anything to know from Priyanka or from Rifat Bhaiya or anyone from us, anything, let's just talk because everyone is listening here. And okay, so I think nobody has I have some questions here for you, Priyanka. So
Okay.
let me just add the thing. You already answered one. Like I was actually, being curious to know that uh, do I need to have the terabytes or petabytes of data to get started with Google Cloud or with Cloud Data Warehouse? Like maybe my data is in GB right now. So is there any kind of restriction? So you already answered, but if you want to elaborate the segment, please, because I think this is the most important question for the students as well.
Sure. I think, yeah, it like rightly said, Nure, that if you are a customer who is just getting started on BigQuery and you
Mhm.
have less amount of data, it's perfectly fine. You can get started and you will get the same kind of functionality. And as I mentioned earlier, BigQuery, pricing is basically based on how much data do you access and how much data you store. More on, so it's basically like, if you are storing the data and you're not really accessing a part of your data, you do not incur cost, right? So it's a very cost efficient solution in that respect. And as I said, like, 1 terabyte per month is free for you to query, and you can store 10 GB of data free. And anyways, the storage cost, on BigQuery is actually quite minimal any which ways. And I mean, we see a lot of customers, like, who have historical data, who would like to store it in some, hard disk drive, or let's say some cloud storage. In case there is a possibility of querying that data, later, you might just
Mhm.
want to keep it in BigQuery itself. Anyway, it's providing you a very highly durable storage, right? As I shared earlier. So yeah, that's a great option.
Okay. So, I mean, if I want to get started, me being a student, maybe I want to get started with Google Cloud. So, is there any kind of free tires for,
Yeah,
getting started with?
absolutely. Yeah, you can open a account on Google Cloud, and there are free tiers available, and you can
Okay.
use that to get started. Yeah,
Okay, great.
you just need to sign up on come up on Google Cloud site and sign up. There are some credits which are given to you as a part of the free account also, so you can leverage those.
Okay, okay. So the free tier is gonna allow me to use like multi-cloud solutions.
So it's not the multi-cloud solution is that Google does provide multi-cloud solutions, but it's not part of the free tier.
Okay. So, after getting started with Google Cloud, maybe it is required for me to get started with several different solutions, maybe, or several different type of services. So, yeah, we can definitely upgrade our tires and get started with those things.
Absolutely, yeah. So the multi-cloud solutions is like, we do have offerings called Anthos and
Mhm.
even BigQuery. Like, BigQuery is like, has got a solution called BigQuery Omni. So let's say if my data is on AWS or if my data is on Azure,
Mhm.
so and that is eventually going to be the case, right? Customers will be into a multi-cloud environment. So we have a solution in BigQuery wherein we can, without moving the data, we can basically query the data which is lying in AWS and Azure. But that's typically for very, very large amount of data where you do not want to move the data around. But the solution is available, like, from multi-cloud
Yeah,
perspective.
yeah, if anyone wants to get started with.
Absolutely.
So, I think Rifat Bhaiya is back. So, Rifat Bhaiya, please.
Thank you. So, okay, getting back to the point. So, I was explaining about our experience with audio signal processing. So, basically, we can actually process our audio data, the day to day that we are actually talking and recording our sounds, and actually wanted to process those things. That can be done very easily. In our in-house solutions for our client, we have actually done some task for noise reduction. So, so that actually client can hear the voices or the data that they are sending with lesser noise, and they can actually comprehend those things uh, uh, This is a solution provided by us, and also it's pretty easy to actually implement. Yeah, there are open source libraries for that. We can actually use those things, and also for a single command for any language, like it can be Bangla, English, or whatever language you can think of, like shuru or stuff like that, or start, or any other word that you can think of. You can actually pretty much easily can make a single commands and effectively can way or build your path around so that if a person actually utters that a particular command, you can do a specific task. That's it. And actually, there are some open source models for those tools, and also there is definitive guide on TensorFlow to how to start on this audio signal processing and simple commands like that. And also there are some services from Google like the speech to text and text to speech. And these services are really good, and we are actually happy to use them. Like the speech to text service is phenomenal. As we can see, it almost flawlessly can actually process our audio signals and can convert it to a text almost flawlessly. And it's very good and helpful for us. And even it supports the Bangla, this is very helpful for us. And also the reverse process from text, we can actually convert them to speeches. These services are also very helpful. And these text to speech services are now very spontaneous, and it's really hard to differentiate between a human and a robotic voice now. So yeah, actually you can pretty much easily test out these services, and you can openly try these services on the Google, and there you don't need any GCP account or stuff like that. You just go to their page and try them out. They are actually open and open for trying, and the price is pretty cheap. Uh, it's actually integratable to our day-to-day use cases. Then moving on, we have some medical applications as well. So we have open source PACS solutions for ourselves. Actually, this is a teleradiology solution where the teleradiologist can remotely view out the X-rays, and whenever the X-rays are available, they can actually report about specific patients, and we are actually helping them out to generate the report and selecting the templates. For those stuff, we are actually using our custom models, so that is a unit-based model, and those models are actually hosted as a service in Google Cloud platforms as well. So we are actually hosting and using those models in the GCP's PubSub space, and it's actually helping us immensely. Yeah. So this is our healthcare industry support from our side. And actually, we can host and use any kind of models in this way, and it helps immensely to scale up the models. So typically, load balancing model service is a difficult task for ourselves, but using Google, we can actually easily scale up them pretty much easily. And it's actually helping us immensely. And diabetic retinopathy is another example, basically from taking images from our retina. We can actually determine how much diabetic retinopathy risky the patient is. We actually have a 5 scales, 0 to 5, and 0 is the least diabetic retinopathy, meaning he is actually free of diabetic retinopathy, and 5 is he is likely to go blind. So yeah, it's a pretty tough situation for the patients, but the model that we are using, Inception ResNet, is pretty much helping ourselves. And again, the service is hosted in a VM of GCP, and it's actually helping us immensely. So as I'm mentioning over and over again, we are actually dependent on GCP to some extent. Then moving on, there is another product that we're working on is to identify the products on the shelf. It actually works on like this, and whole model is running on the browser side actually. And for this, unfortunately, using the vision service for Google would be too slow and very costly for us. So we have to build this model on our own, and actually, it's been working on our browser entirely. So in cases like this, in edge cases or for the edge devices, we are actually transferring the model from our local servers to the edge devices, like on our mobile devices or our web devices, stuff like that. But again, this website is also hosted on our GCP VM, and we are actually heavily dependent on GCP services, as you can see. But we are actually combining both the open source products and other services together. And we are having great results so far. And this is another implementation of the vision object detection of our custom models. And custom models means we are actually using YOLO 5 in this case mostly. And for violence detection, we are actually detecting violent objects and pose estimations as well. So violent object means a gun, knife, scissor. We are detecting those things in here. And for pose estimation, like if a person is involved in fist fighting or he is trying to hurt someone, we can also identify those things. Actually, it helps with our surveillance devices as well. So then moving on. We have some small work on the image forgery detection as well, but this is a small model that is actually using the Markov chain model to identify any image forgery. Basically, we are just here identifying the copy move attack, meaning if someone has photoshopped some image, we can identify those images pretty much. So in here, actually, this is a Donald Trump image that has been photoshopped on the right side, and we can actually detect its forced image. That's it. So yeah, that was pretty much it from our side. I just showcased some of our work and also shared some of the industry works that is happening right now very commonly, I guess. So that's it from my side. If you guys have any question, please ask.
Okay, thank you so much, Rifat Bhaiya, because you have been touching the most important portion maybe today we are facing the image forgery or maybe the violence. So these are like the most important things in today's days. And thank you for sharing how Google has been helping us as well and our customers. So as we are running out of time, I will directly jump onto the Q&A portion. So anyone have anything to ask? If no one have any query, yeah, what was it? Okay, I do have some question. The question I was asking before, it was related to the students and mostly. So one thing I would like to know is like if we are going to make some enterprise decisions, right? So their data can help us a lot regarding the insights or maybe regarding the forecasting. So, is there any kind of dashboarding, visualization type of thing available for the managerial level person who can only, just don't really have to jump into the data directly, but can take decision from the dashboard?
Absolutely, Nuri, that's a very valid question. So there are a couple of capabilities that we have available on Google Cloud. Obviously Google Sheets, or popularly called Tricks, is
Mhm.
something that, like, a lot of customers are familiar using, because maybe because of the Microsoft Excel experience and all. So I see a lot of customers using that, and obviously that has connected to BigQuery. You can create a lot of visualizations in connected sheets. Other than that, as I mentioned when I was talking about BigQuery, there's something called Google Data Studio. It's a free visualization tool which you can use to quickly build, like click of a button you can have different kind of visualizations, dashboards, whether it is related to your sales, whether it is related to any kind of prediction that you have done, or you want to show the results of your machine learning, right? So like Rifat bhai might be doing a lot of analysis, generating insights, but how does he present that? So he could use Google Data Studio for that. And the third is, a lot of our customers like have been asking about building some kind of data monetization APIs. So we offer a capability called Looker, which can be obviously used to build dashboards. But if you are a customer, or if you are a company who's doing data monetization, so you need some kind of an API which will show that data monetization or the process data to the end users. So Looker is very helpful in that respect. And if you are an organization who does not, I mean, not everybody knows how to write SQL queries, Nure, right? So how do you basically help business users who want to do analysis but don't know how to write SQL queries? So Looker basically provides that capability, right? You build a semantic layer, and then just using, in that semantic layer, business users will be automatically able to create any kind of insight they want. They don't have to go to SQL developers every time they require, a particular kind of a report. And we use it internally. A lot of our customers are using it. So I think I mean, Looker is something that is going to be very useful from data monetization, and then making our business users independent so that they can generate their own dashboards, their own insights.
Yeah, it's a great thing, maybe, because without having any kind of programming knowledge, you can directly design your own dashboard.
Yes.
So that's a great thing. And okay, other than this decision making part, like you have implemented the thing that you wanted to after taking the decision. Now the thing is concerned you might get with is the last mile delivery. So, is there any kind of AI support or AI solution available for the last mile delivery tracking or?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, for a lot of our platform services customers, or a lot of our customers who have something to do with logistics, right? So they do have a problem of last mile delivery. They have already been using solutions, around Google Maps platform. But now, in order to provide advanced capabilities around fleet routing, we have just GA'd a solution called Fleet Routing AI, or rather, it's called optimization, Google Cloud Optimization Solutions. And there will be more algorithms which will be launched as a part of it. But as of now, the one which has been launched is around fleet optimization. So if you want to build some kind of routes before you are sending goods for the last mile delivery, you can basically build all those kind of routing charts, and see how much cost is getting reduced by different kind of models that you want to take. So yes, we pretty much have the solution available. And as I said, the customers have already been using a part of the capability which was available as part of Google Maps platform.
Right.
But now we have this fleet AI as well, which can be leveraged.
Okay, I got my answer. One thing I would like to add up here is like, Divya, sorry, Priyanka, you were talking about the SAP data, right? So, is there any kind of accelerator available for bringing and analyzing the SAP data on Google Cloud?
Absolutely. As I think as a part of my presentation, if you remember, I spoke about SAP Cortex framework.
Yeah, yeah.
So that will definitely help the customers accelerate their journey and quickly, bring the data to a cloud data warehouse. And some of the reasons, Nure, why customers also do is very high performance. So let's say your queries are taking very long to run, when they are, let's say, not in BigQuery. And once you bring into BigQuery, hours data is just running in minutes or seconds or milliseconds. So that's
Yeah.
the kind of performance that you can expect. And we see a lot of customers using. I mean, one is obviously joining the data, SAP, non-SAP data. The second is also about the performance. BigQuery will give you that kind of performance, and we see a lot of customers using it for that exact reason.
Okay. So I guess I'm pretty much done with my queries. So in case Rifat Bhaiya, you have anything to know from the Priyanka, or Priyanka, in case if you have anything to know from Rifat Bhaiya.
Yeah, I think the use cases that Rifat Bhai showed for ML and AI, I think they're all great use cases, and I see a lot of applicability of those use cases, in Bangladesh and globally actually for any particular country. So I think, yeah, definitely look forward to work along with you,
Yeah.
for customers in Bangladesh and across. So do let us know. I think we didn't have any questions, but I mean, participants, if you have any thoughts, if you have any use case that you would like to discuss, please do any kind of use case that you have on the analytics front, on the AI front. Please do reach out, and we're happy to help you on that front.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rifat Bhaiya, please go on.
So as Priyanka said, actually, yes, we are actually happy to work with you guys, and yes, we are actually been. It's long since we actually started our journey, and we actually wanted to have more enthusiastic people with ML and AI, so that we can actually develop ourselves in those fields together. So that's it from my side.
Okay, so thank you so very much, everyone, for joining in. And it's already 1 8 p.m. So yeah, we already touched our deadline. So that's it from our side. Hope that you guys all enjoyed the webinar, and thank you, Priyanka. Thank you, Rifan Bhaiya, for joining and sharing your insights. And yeah, that's it for today. And you guys can always reach out to us and maybe the Google team as well. So don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn and get connected. That's it. So yeah, we are just closing here today. So thank you for joining.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye
Good
bye.
day.
Have
Bye.
a very good day.